So today I'm going to be using the single-ended Artistix mat for ScanNCut, and this one is for the SDX. The way that you can tell that is if we look at the squares here, then we know that it's for the SDX. Okay, and we have the same stick as we have with the double-ended mats, and the same backing paper to protect your adhesive. So let's set that to one side, keep it nice and clean. Okay, so what I'm going to do is finish off a project that I started on the double-ended mat review, where we cut out some panels from a printed sheet using basic shapes. Okay, so again, what we want to do is bring that in from the edge, and I don't want to cut out these panels using the machine, so those can line up to the bottom edge of the mat. So this mat only loads in one way, so it's quite obvious which is top and which is bottom. The double-ended mats last longer because you can use them both ways around. You do tend to find that you kind of stick to one corner, so you want to try and move that about as much as you can. Okay, with these on the mat, what we want to do is use either direct cut to actually scan what is on the mat and use an offset to create a frame that way. Or if that fails, you can just use a basic shape. So I didn't alter the ratio on either of these ovals, just in case it misbehaves and can't quite pick it up. Okay, let's move to the machine. So there we go. I go OK for my last cut. I'm home to reset. And we can load the mat, offer it up to the rollers and load it in. Okay, so the elements that I'm scanning fall slightly too far close to the 6-inch mark to get away with doing a 12x6 scan, so I will be doing a full 12x12 scan. So let's go direct cut, use the machine. We want the full 12x12, and colour is going to be the best mode for doing this because there's such little difference between our background colour and our printed item. Let's go start, and it's going to scan through. Okay, and then we have our image ready to frame. So what we want to do is actually move our arrows up and just inside our card there, and down and just inside the card there, and we'll go OK. It's then going to trace those areas of colour that it can see. Maybe that doesn't get it perfect, but it won't be far off. Okay, so we can see that it's picked out most of that oval, but it's got a little bit of detail around the outside edges. So what we can do is we can smooth that to fix it. So let's try taking our smoothing up. I'm going to go as high as it can and preview. Okay, so it's still got a few bits of detail here that aren't quite right, but we'll go OK for now. And let's see if we can make this look better. So I'm going to go up to about 10, preview. Okay, maybe a little bit more. That's not far off now, so you can see we've just got a little bit of wobble just up in that corner. Okay, so that might be the closest that we can get to it. We'll try it up to 20, which is the max that we can go. Okay, that's as good as it's going to get. So I'm going to go OK. And OK again. Now we can use our offset. So that's not looking too bad. One more maybe. There we go. And that should fix those issues. Maybe one more for measure. There we go. And we'll go OK. OK. And then we have our ovals. Now at this point we could choose to cut or draw them. It really is up to you. I think on this occasion I'm going to cut them and do a little bit of ink blending around the outside. Okay. And remember to change your blade because this card's quite thick. So I'm going to go to the black auto blade, so the standard one. I'm going to put my pressure back up to -3 and off we go. Okay, so I've done the cutout. I can see that there's still a few little areas here. Now, if you have something that looks like this, where you've got a start and end line, if I can get it to focus, come on, focus, there we go, that aren't quite lined up, that's time to do your calibration, so mine needs redoing. Also, if you're finding that your frames aren't perfectly aligned when you're doing things like this, that's another sign that you need to do your calibration. Okay, so let's peel this one away first. So this card is quite stiff, so you can tell how good the stick on these mats is, that we can cut through something is quite board-like really. There we go. And we have our 2 center panels. We can reapply our backing sheet. And there we go. That's how easy it is to use the single-ended mat. So very quickly, just to finish off these pieces, okay, so I'm just going to use a guillotine just to make these final cuts. You can hear how thick this actual board is. So that's a little close on that side, so let's even that up a bit. There we go. And we have one panel. And let's get the next panel. Oh. And again. Maybe a bit closer on the side. Looking at that, that needs to come a bit narrow. Just there, just to finish that off. There we go. So we have our two panels like so. That one's going to have that oval over the top and raised, and this one's going to have this oval over the top and raised. So you can see how we can work with our toppers. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this little review of the Artistix mat. Thank you, and bye.